All right, guys, what's up? Here we're going to do a quick recap, maybe a 5-10 minute video right now on what the trades we took today and why we took them. All right. So I was on a live call with a student. What we did was we took WBA, or at least I call WBA, for the long side, simply because we were holding this trend line here, right? So the key point is to always go with the trend, right? And but a very smart play is to also understand when a trend can fail because there's money to be made both ways. So that's the beautiful part about trading that I really enjoyed today. That I, despite going long, the principles that I teach are still available in either direction of the market. It's very important to be dynamic because, as you see, there's green candles and red candles. So we have an upwards trend with a gap up, and I sort of bought this area here where I saw that the trend was no longer falling down. We were actually, so we went up, okay, made a new high very weakly, okay, like very weak. So this rip up here was to 54.85. So we draw a line right there, okay, and as you can see, the stock went up just right here. So it went up, it broke out and sold off. That's why you see that line right there. It's called the wick. All right, it's not a full body. It went up. The price went up to this price here at 96 and came right down and closed at 88. So that was a 8 cent rejection off the top, right back to the previous high levels. And you can even see that when the candle initially broke out in the morning, there was a big reversal candle here too. So it's always these footprints, these ideas, and these areas that we see that, okay, these are potential resistance areas simply because we see a footprint of rejection. So we look left to determine right. And so now that we broke out by 6 cents and got rejected right away and came all the way back down to the 50% Fibonacci retracement area levels. And so that's a big reject and a weak breakout. So now we can see that this is a candidate possibly for a short or a candidate possibly for a long. And what I decided to take is, obviously, what I do is just take momentum. This one really didn't have momentum. It was a weak rally. So I decided to just take it long simply because trading the trend is easier for me personally. That's sort of my style. So what you want to do is identify the patterns and strategies and techniques and understanding and methodology that I'm teaching you and apply it to what makes you feel right. So for me, it was simply just to go long. I mean, it was an already uptrend move, but I just wanted to understand and be aware of the situation around me and be aware that, okay, this is an area that we don't want to stay too long in because it's not that strong. There's not a lot of momentum. And so, what I saw, okay, what I saw was here. Okay, so we have some buy sensitivity. Is there an arrow here? No. Okay, what I saw, so there's some buy sensitivity here. Okay, so this is the area where the stock came all the way back down here on this second candle. Okay, and then it got bought back up and came all the way back here. So we see there's a price level here, $54 whole dollar, 54 whole dollar. Half dollar, whole dollar is key level. So whole dollar, we got 54. And that's where the price came back down to in this candle, second one. You should be able to read candles. If not, you want to have enough chart exposure to understand how this candle would have operated. This candle opened up here, came all the way up here. It was a full body just like this one, but it got rejected back down. So it came right back down to $54. Accumulated volume, accumulated bids, accumulated price movement, and purchasing power there at $54 because that's where support was. And how we will be able to identify that, because the price came down to there and ripped all the way back up very strongly on very high volume. If you look down here. Okay, so the breakout candle is a high volume. So now we have understanding that there's high volume and the price at the high volume was 54 whole dollar level. So now we can understand that this is sort of like a pullback candle, came to 54 on high volume and made a nice big rip to the upside. So now that's an area, and that's a footprint, as I like to call, that we can see that there's a potentially support buy sensitivity over there. And that's what we see. That's where the price went up. And there's a rejection here, so the sell sensitivity up here, okay, at 54.90 area. So now we're sort of in a range that we want to be careful of. We have a low, we have a high. So when the price came back down here, I wasn't interested, but it came back here, and instead of making a lower low and breakdown of this pivot, um, it actually held, went up, came back down, and it had another nice bullish candle here. So this sort of made a sandwich-ish pattern, saying that we're not going down, we're going up from here. We made a double bottom at this area. So now it's the question becomes, are we going to continue going up? But we do have the area of double bottom, and it's within the buy sensitivity zone. So that's a decent area to go long in. So that's why I decided to go long. I wish I looked at it a little earlier. I would have purchased it around here, maybe added down here. But when I looked at it, it was we already had this candle. So I ended up getting long around 54.60. But the best price obviously would have been 54.30. Maybe you want to see some more price confirmation, and definitely it would have been around here 54.50, 54.55 area. But I sort of got a late entry, and I jumped in around 54.60. Held this pullback, and I understood that we're going to be a week trending upwards. It's not going to be something like IQ, where we just had a rip and rip and rip and no pullback handles really. Wow, this stock ripped. Wow. So I understood that, and then so I was aware to take profits early. Stock went up, went up, went up, just because the trend is your friend. And then we have from the previous breakout candle here at 54.96, we broke out and immediately reversed. Immediately reversed with this red candle doji, a reversal hammer candle, went up and sold right back down. So that's an indication of, okay, we've had, you can also call it one leg, two legs, three legs, four legs up. So we went up, pulled back, went up, pulled back, went up, pulled back. And so that already accumulates a lot of buying. So by the time we get up here, their buyers are gassed out. The buyers are already priced in. And now because it was a week uptrend and it's a reversal, every time it makes a new high, makes a new high, reverse, makes a new high, reverse. So we can sort of assume the same thing. And a self-fulfilling prophecy, as the market is, you buy and you sell right when people have the same idea, like, okay, this is not a super strong stock, I'll wait for it to break out. If there's a rejection, I'll sell, because you're already in the profit. And so that's sort of the idea I had. I guess a lot of other people had the same idea, and that's why we got a reversal candle on the highs and a big sorry, one second, and a big boom, two candles rejection right off the high of day. So that's where I understood that stock is not really the greatest. So I got rid of my position mainly at the breakout, and the rest here I held the partial, hoping it could go up higher. But I just didn't really. This stock wasn't really the best to take a partial on. I just take the whole thing because it's not really the best setup, anyways. For a turn, you want to leave a partial for the momentum to carry on and make it and just keep on going. But this one obviously didn't have the momentum today. I caught this nice rally up here to here, but overstayed my welcome on the last 100 shares. So I gave a little bit back there. But the understanding and the awareness that this is not the super strongest setup or super strongest stock allowed me to understand and be aware to get out once we got profit. So we broke out, and I took majority of my position there. And then it came right back up, and it held sideways. So, you know, choppy shit, choppy shit. You probably want to just stay away from these type of stocks because the edge is sort of not the greatest. We trade momentum. We want to get in on dips, some pullbacks on the uptrend or on the short trend downward, doesn't matter. And let the stock carry. Stocks like this, they're very slow, unpredictable. They could crash on you, and you always have in the back of your mind that this may not go because of it's so weak. So you won't really be a strong long, or any little dip can shake you out. So this easily could have shaken me out, but I just held it because I had a decent entry, and I was at this point going back to break even. I wanted to break out, but obviously you saw it did break out, and it was just shit. So when you have these thoughts in the back of your mind, it makes you not want to hold your shares, and therefore that's why you get these big drops and not random, not nice clean pullbacks, right? Nice clean pullbacks, people are just anticipating more buying, and they won't sell into those pressures. But and those normally happen on very good uptrending stocks, and the content is in the premium content channel. I want you guys to check it out and read those slides. What is a strong trend? What is a weak trend? Um, and so when you have these ideas that, okay, any stock, any minute the stock can turn away on you because it's not that strong, you'll end up selling and creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where the stock will go down more. So that's it. And then that's why markets are so dynamic and so great. You have to be aware of all situations and all players. And so I went long, made money, and I'm a student. I'm not sure if he made money on this, but he had a great short idea simply because I was teaching and he understood too that the stock is not the strongest. There's a lot of resistance up here. And so he shorted somewhere around here, I guess. He was in profit for some point, but I think he got out when it broke out for a loss, just because the trend is your friend. But in this situation, I definitely do see a short opportunity for sure. Okay, and there's some stocks that we were watching today. I came into the game late. I slept in or something, but definitely the great setup here was here. MU. It wasn't the best yesterday, even though we did make money on it yesterday. Here we have a big opening candle, right? And then immediately reversal to the upside with strong bodies. It came back, retested, first pullback here. Definitely, it was a nice move to take. What else? What else? What else? I think that's about it. I saw a little Facebook short here, but yeah, not really a trade that we trade. Anyways, we're gonna be sticking more to lower price stocks. Okay, nothing with these expensive stuff. All right, guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a good night, good studying session. Definitely keep in mind what I said today. Learn, 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 and keep practicing. All right, guys. Cheers.